Thunder's got its final preseason tune-up here tonight, and it's the Denver Nuggets coming into town. I've got Brooks Barnhizer here alongside me, and Brooks, this is such a great opportunity for you all. 6 preseason games. I mean, that's pretty unheard of these days, but I imagine just that's been so helpful in terms of getting into the rhythm and getting in the flow.
Yeah, I think for us it's definitely, especially because we kind of played they played so late. I think it'll be good for us to just get reacclimated and kind of work out the kinks for what was our training camp. And I think every game we've grown, so now we just got to take another step tonight.
You spoke earlier in training camp about having that real tangible feeling of being able to almost observe yourself making progress, like see your player development in action. Will you kind of explain what that's like for you to actually be able to sort of witness that within yourself from one game to the next game?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's been really cool for, not only me, but the other young guys as well, is like kind of mixing in the older guys and the older vets, kind of every other game. I feel like, one game I'll go out there and I'll be able to really learn from my mistakes like I talked about. And then the next game when, I have guys like Lou and everybody just back playing, then they can kind of show me how it's supposed to look, essentially, and then I can apply it. So it's been really cool. That's just kind of what it's looked like for me.
Yeah, because you've had 2 pretty vastly different experiences. There have been times where, you've been playing 38 minutes, you've had a very, featured role, and then there's been times where you've sort of mixed in and played more of a realistic role for this team. How have you navigated those two, and what's that experience like when you get to maybe transport some of the development work into the more realistic role work?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's just a really cool opportunity for me to kind of take those extended periods of just game action. And I think the best way you can learn as a young player is to play and play at the NBA pace, play NBA rules and things like that, and play against NBA competition, which I've been able to do these last couple of games. And then, really just try to implement it in those short kind of bursts of, game time that I'll have that's more realistic. So I think it's really helped me to do that. And now I just got to keep building every day.
What parts of your game do you feel like pop the most when you are mixed in with some of the veteran guys, the guys that are likely going to be in the rotation?
Yeah, hopefully it's just, I don't really know, but I mean, hopefully it's just, kind of the way I play, just like how hard I play. I feel like if, people can know that I'm out there and that I impact the game in a healthy way and just impact, I guess I kind of call it do right by the game, and just help everybody else out on the court, try to make somebody's job easier. Hopefully that's what stands out.
I know it's preseason. We're not even totally sure who from Denver is going to play tonight, but it's undeniable. They have a clear system, and they have a way of playing that's pretty unavoidable, just given Nikola Jokic, and now even in the backup center in Jonas Valanciunas, they're going to try to probably play off of those guys to some degree. Anything key for you all tonight in terms of, this is still a game. You want to go out and execute.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's, they're a really good team. They're also a team full of NBA champions as well. I think for us it's just a learning opportunity to just kind of see kind of where we're at in terms of just, one, we want to go out there and compete, and then just go out there and every time we go out there try to win. So it'll be cool to see another really good, highly touted Western opponent, and just try to go out there and get the win and then build some good momentum going into open tonight.
One of the last times we talked, you had not even played a game yet inside of Paycom Center. The only time you'd been there is for Media Day. So first of all, what's the locker room like? What's the vibe like there in the building, and how excited are you to be back here tonight?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I think it was so cool that, going out and stepping onto that court for the first time, so many people kind of were just knew who I was and kind of cheered, and it's so cool to be a part of that atmosphere, and I'm so blessed to be there. And every time you step into that kind of arena, it gets personal because, so many people are there rooting for you, and you just want to do right by them. So I can't wait to give it back out there tonight.
Yeah, soak it all up, man, and enjoy this last preseason tune-up.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
That's Brooks Barnhizer. I'm Nick Gallo, and this is Thunder Basketball. So Mark said that the biggest shock coming back into camp was just how you looked, the haircut, the 20 pounds that you added. What went into that? I mean, how do you make that significant of a change? I know besides scissors, but is that significant of a change in 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a big focus for me over this whole off season, and I think our strength and conditioning guys, did a great job of giving me a great plan and, meal plan as well. So I was able to really stick to that, and obviously it helped. So
yeah. How has it helped? How have you felt in terms of an impact on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good. I feel like I've been able to, hold my ground more. I feel good out on the court still, conditioning wise. Lungs are good. I feel like I'm able to, create contact better and take that. So yeah.
But still, in and out of screening actions and pick and pops, all that still kind of feel normal.
Yeah, that all feels good still. Yeah, no, feel fluid still. Not like I've put on bad weight and feel heavy and slow now. But I feel like it's been some good weight, and it's really helped me to improve.
When you add that level of strength and weight, does it also affect like mentally for you, like your confidence, being able to kind of hold your ground in there?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think weight's always been like a bigger topic for me for my career, and so finally having been able to succeed a little bit in putting on some pounds, I think it's definitely giving a good confidence and knowing that all right, you're able to do that. Like you should, you've done what people have asked. You've been wanting this for a while, so it's like you should be able to accomplish other things.
After not being in training camp with this group last year, what's it like going through it with them this year? Are you learning anything new? Do you feel like a little bit more comfortable out there?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think it's good to be around and just kind of see them teach it from like the beginning, and just to take that all in. I feel like there are certain schemes and things that we do that you try to get and you learn from film and doing, but I think kind of slowing it down. And everyone's like we're repping it out right now. You're able to really take that in and kind of understand it more.
No, it's preseason. We don't know exactly who is going to play for Denver or how much, but just given what we're talking about in terms of you adding size and physicality and that kind of thing, the way that Denver plays is fairly unavoidable if Jokic or Valanciunas or both of them play. How interested are you in kind of seeing how that goes for you tonight if you get matched up with those two guys?
Yeah, I definitely am looking forward to it. Everyone talks about how they're some of the stronger guys, bigger guys in the league, and so I'm interested to see how the extra 20 pounds holds up against them.
Yeah. Any technique things that you've worked on in the summertime, just in terms of defense or offense, that's you feel like has helped you take a stride forward?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just being in a stance more defensively, especially on like pick and roll coverages. I think my positioning in that has really helped me to improve with that and understanding where to just be on the floor. And I think a lot of times I got caught standing up too much, and so I think being more in a stance and ready for things is helpful.
Considering you're a two-way guy, what's your relationship been like with Daniel Dixon now that he's going to be the Blue head coach this year?
I mean, it was great. I mean, I was with him. He was coaching me all throughout last year whenever I was, with the Thunder. And so, I have nothing but love for him, and I'm super excited for him to, have this opportunity as a head coach and, hopefully play some games for him. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
You mentioned the value of going up against a guy like Jokic. You went up against a guy like Giannis a couple of days ago. Did you take anything away from that, and anything in terms of just getting a chance to go against a guy of that kind of archetype?
Yeah, I think that's someone who's won MVP and championship. You can take a lot from that, and he's an amazing player and just a specimen. So yeah, it's just like being able to play against him. You're kind of able to just learn like his aggression, kind of he plays with. I think it's something. Obviously, I'm not the same, as Giannis, but I think that's something you can take away from that.
Sure, you have some other options after last season. But what made you want to stay around here, aside from coming back to a team that just won a championship? Like, what have you gained out of sticking around with this group?
I mean, I've gained a lot of knowledge of the game. Obviously, friendships. I think the Thunder is just a great organization. Oklahoma itself is a great state, great city. So there's a lot of good things to want to be back here for, and I think that. Just coming back here was the right choice for me, and I feel like kind of we talked about it already, but going through the system with training camp and being here for all that, I think has really helped me, just improve more and take another step forward. So being here for that whole system, I think was a bigger, help for me.